Did you know your kitchen sponge might be dirtier than your toilet seat? Or that one missed spot on the floor could lead to your next fall? For seniors, what looks clean can still hide serious dangers, germs, allergens, and slip risks. But don't worry, today, you'll uncover 12 simple cleaning habits that protect your health, boost your safety, and help you breathe easier at home. These tips are quick, easy, and could be life-changing. Meet Eleanor, a 74-year-old retired librarian who took pride in keeping a tidy home. Every morning, she'd wipe down her counters, vacuum the living room, and spritz a bit of lemon-scented cleaner in the air. Everything looks spotless. But looks can be deceiving. One chilly morning, Eleanor slipped on a slick patch of bathroom tile and landed hard on her hip. It was her first fall, and a frightening wake-up call. Then came the persistent sneezing, watery eyes, and a cough that wouldn't quit. Doctors ruled out infections and allergies, but the real culprit? Hidden dangers in her own home. That fall, and the stubborn symptoms, led Eleanor to realize that her cleaning habits weren't protecting her. In fact, they were leaving her exposed to germs, allergens, and fall hazards she didn't even know existed. So she did something brave. She changed. What Eleanor learned transformed not just her home, but her confidence. No more mysterious sneezing. No more fear of falling on her way to make tea. Just smart, simple changes that made her feel safe again. Have you ever had a fall or dealt with unexplained allergies in your home? Share your story in the comments, we read every single one. You never know who your story might help. Now let's get started with the 12 cleaning habits. Habit 1. Wipe these first, high-touch surfaces you forget daily. Eleanor prided herself on keeping a neat home. Her counter sparkled, the floors were swept, and the bathroom gleamed. But she never gave a second thought to things like the TV remote or the light switch near her bed. That changed after she caught a nasty cold that lingered far longer than expected. Her doctor casually asked, "Do you regularly disinfect the things you touch the most?" Eleanor was puzzled. "You mean, like my coffee table?" Turns out, the real culprits were the light switches, cabinet handles, doorknobs, remote controls, objects she touched every day without realizing how many germs they held. In fact, light switches and remotes are often dirtier than toilet seats, especially in senior households where immune systems may be more vulnerable. Now, Eleanor keeps disinfecting wipes in key spots around her home. Once in the morning and once before bed, she gives her high-touch areas a quick once-over. It only takes a few minutes, but the impact has been huge: fewer sniffles, better health, and greater peace of mind. It's easy to overlook what's right in front of us. But sometimes the smallest habits protect us the most. Habit 2. Let disinfectants sit. Before her fall and health wake-up call, Eleanor had what she thought were excellent cleaning habits. She'd spray the cleaner, wipe right away, and admire the lemony scent. It felt clean. But when she started digging into the why behind her symptoms, especially frequent sniffles and lingering colds, she learned something that changed everything. Disinfectants need time to work. Spraying and immediately wiping down surfaces doesn't give cleaners time to kill bacteria. It's like putting a cake in the oven and pulling it out after 2 minutes, unfinished and ineffective. Eleanor learned that disinfectant labels usually recommend a dwell time of 2 to 5 minutes. That's how long the solution needs to sit on a surface to actually destroy harmful germs. Now, she sprays the bathroom counter and moves on to tidy her sink. She sprays the light switch and folds a towel. These micro pauses let the disinfectant do its job, and help her clean more efficiently. It's a subtle change, but it's made a visible difference. Her allergies have improved, and she hasn't had a bad cold since. Sometimes, doing less, by letting things sit, can actually do more for your health. Habit 3. The kitchen sponge swap. Eleanor always thought her sponge was fine. It looked clean and smelled fresh after a rinse. But one afternoon, while watching a health segment on TV, she was horrified to learn that her kitchen sponge might be one of the dirtiest things in her home, harboring more bacteria than a toilet seat. She did a quick online search and confirmed the nightmare. Sponges, especially damp ones, are breeding grounds for bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella. That fresh smell? It can mask microbial buildup. Eleanor had been using the same sponge for 3 weeks. Sometimes longer. Now, she replaces it every week without fail. Between swaps, she microwaves her sponge, damp, for 1 minute every other day. That blast of heat kills off lingering bacteria and gives her peace of mind. She even started labeling her sponges with the date she first used them, so there's no guesswork. Since making this change, Eleanor noticed fewer stomach upsets and felt more confident about the cleanliness of her kitchen. How often do you change your kitchen sponge? Be honest, drop your answer below. Your advice could save someone from a hidden kitchen hazard. Habit 4. Bathroom floors, the hidden slip zone. Eleanor always thought her bathroom was one of the safest places in her home. She cleaned it regularly with a popular commercial cleaner, proud of how shiny the tiles looked. But one rainy morning, as she stepped out of the shower, her foot slipped on a nearly invisible slick spot. She fell hard, landing on her hip, an injury that took months to heal and shook her confidence. What Eleanor didn't realize was that soap scum builds up gradually, creating a slippery film that regular cleaners sometimes leave behind. This invisible danger is a leading cause of bathroom falls, especially for seniors whose balance may already be compromised. After her fall, Eleanor switched to natural, vinegar-based cleaners. Vinegar cuts through soap scum without leaving any slippery residue. It's gentle, affordable, and easy to use. She sprays the floor, lets the solution sit for a few minutes, then mops it clean. She also invested in thick, non-slip bath mats with strong rubber grips underneath to prevent shifting. Placed both inside the shower and right outside on the floor, these mats gave her extra traction when she needed it most. For seniors, bathrooms are one of the riskiest rooms in the house. Falls here can lead to serious injury or even hospitalization. Eleanor's fall could have been prevented with the right products and precautions. If you haven't checked your bathroom cleaning routine or slipped in the past, this is your sign to switch to safer methods. Simple changes can make your bathroom a sanctuary instead of a danger zone. Habit 5. Clear the floor, every day. Before her fall, Eleanor didn't think much about the clutter on her floors. Magazines piled beside her chair, loose electrical cords snaking behind furniture, and rugs that curled at the edges were part of her everyday environment. But these were hidden traps waiting to cause her next fall. After recovering, Eleanor committed to a daily floor scan, a quick, 5-minute walk through her home to clear hazards from her walking paths. She looks for loose rugs, cords stretched across rooms, dropped items like books or clothes, and anything that could catch her foot. One day, she spotted a phone charger cable crossing her living room floor. She immediately secured it along the wall with clips to prevent trips. Another time, she smoothed out a rug that had curled up at the corner, which could easily have caught her foot. This small habit keeps Eleanor's home safer and gives her confidence to move freely without fear. It also reduces stress, because she knows she's preventing problems before they happen. A daily floor scan takes little time but offers huge peace of mind. It's a simple habit every senior should adopt. Habit 6. Touch point zones. Eleanor realized that many of her near falls happened along the same paths, from her bedroom to the kitchen, through the hallway to the bathroom. These touch point zones are the routes we take most often, so it makes sense they need extra care. She began paying close attention to these areas, cleaning and decluttering them twice a day. She wipes down surfaces, straightens rugs, and makes sure nothing blocks her way. This focused care turned these paths into safe, clear walkways that felt welcoming instead of risky. But what surprised Eleanor most was what she found hidden in plain sight. Despite her regular cleaning, dust, pollen, and other allergens had quietly gathered in these zones, causing her to sneeze and cough each morning. By increasing cleaning frequency and using gentle allergen-reducing sprays, Eleanor breathed easier and felt healthier every day. But what she found next was hidden in plain sight, and made her sneeze every morning. Habit 7. Vacuum the smart way. Eleanor always vacuumed her living room once a week. She thought it was enough, until she noticed her allergy symptoms getting worse. Her nose would run, her eyes would itch, and sometimes she'd wake up coughing for no clear reason. The strange part? Her house looked clean. Then, during a routine checkup, Her doctor asked if she used a vacuum with a HEPA filter. What? Eleanor asked. That single question changed how she approached cleaning. Standard vacuums can stir up fine particles, like dust, pollen, and pet dander, without fully capturing them. They blast them back into the air, where they linger and trigger allergies. HEPA vacuums, on the other hand, trap 99.97% of tiny airborne particles, locking allergens away instead of spreading them. Eleanor upgraded to a lightweight HEPA vacuum and started using it more strategically. She vacuums slowly, overlapping strokes, especially in high-traffic areas like her hallway and near her recliner. She also vacuums upholstery and even her mattress weekly. Within 2 weeks, the difference was undeniable. Her mornings were clearer, and she felt more energized. For seniors, breathing comfortably at home isn't a luxury, it's essential. Sometimes, it's not how often you clean, but how well. Habit 8. Wash your bedding hot. Eleanor loved curling up under her cozy quilt with a good book and a cup of tea. But she dreaded mornings, itchy eyes, a runny nose, and sneezing fits that started before her feet hit the floor. She blamed it on seasonal allergies. Until her daughter-in-law, a nurse, mentioned dust mites. These microscopic pests thrive in warm, humid environments, like pillows, sheets, and blankets. They feed on dead skin cells and are a common cause of allergy symptoms, especially in older adults. Eleanor was shocked. She washed her sheets, but in cold water, and not every week. The fix? She began washing all her bedding, especially pillowcases and fitted sheets, in hot water, at least 130 degrees Fahrenheit, 54 degrees Celsius once a week. She also started drying them on high heat to kill lingering mites. It felt like a small hassle at first, but the payoff was huge. Within days, her congestion eased, and her mornings were no longer filled with sniffles and sneezes. Now, laundry day is sacred in her home. And her bed? It's not just clean, it's healthy. For seniors dealing with mystery allergies, the answer might be right under your nose, literally, in your pillows. Habit 9. Curtains and cushions, the dust collectors. When Eleanor moved into her cozy 2-bedroom home, she hung thick, floral curtains in every room. They added warmth and charm, but they also became invisible dust magnets. For years, she never thought to clean them. Why would she? They looked fine. But one afternoon, during a rare deep clean, she gave one curtain a tug and clouds of dust puffed into the air. She started sneezing immediately. That's when she realized, those beautiful curtains, and the cushions on her couch, were quietly collecting allergens every single day. Now, Eleanor vacuums her curtains and fabric cushions once a month using her vacuum's brush attachment. She also switched to washable curtains in her bedroom and runs them through a hot wash cycle every couple of months. The change was dramatic. Her living space felt fresher, her eyes stopped itching in the afternoon, and she even slept better. Are your curtains washable? When did you last clean them? Let us know in the comments, it might inspire someone else to check theirs too. Small fabric items can make a big difference. Don't let them quietly compromise your comfort. Habit 10. Long-handled tools save your back. Eleanor used to pride herself on her hands-on approach to cleaning. Every Saturday morning, you'd find her on her knees, scrubbing behind the toilet or climbing on a step stool to chase dust bunnies from high shelves. It was her routine, her way of staying active and keeping her independence. But one chilly morning, while reaching to swat away a cobweb above her curtain rod, she lost her balance and slipped. Thankfully, she wasn't injured, but the scare lingered, long after the dust had settled. That week, her granddaughter surprised her with a thoughtful gift, a lightweight reacher grabber and a long-handled microfiber duster. Eleanor chuckled at first, brushing it off. "I'm still strong, I don't need senior gadgets," she said. But after one try, she couldn't believe how easy and effective cleaning had become. Today, Eleanor glides through her routine without bending, climbing, or risking her safety. Her favorite addition? An extendable duster with a flexible head that cleans everything from ceiling fans to light fixtures, all while her feet stay planted firmly on the ground. She also swears by her flat, swivel head mop, perfect for reaching under furniture and tight corners without a single ache in her back. What surprised her most was how much more frequently she cleaned, because it no longer felt like a full-body workout. These tools didn't make her feel old. They made her feel empowered. Cleaning should never hurt. Invest in tools that support your body and protect your independence. Like Eleanor discovered, smart tools aren't a crutch, they're a gateway to safer, easier living. Habit 11. Ditch the old broom. Eleanor had held onto the same broom for over a decade, a sturdy, wood-handled sweeper with soft, worn bristles. It had seen countless messes, survived family visits, and even moved houses with her. To her, it was more than just a cleaning tool, it was familiar, almost comforting. But what she didn't realize was that every time she swept the floors, she wasn't just cleaning, she was sending a storm of dust, pollen, and microscopic allergens swirling into the air she breathed. Her allergy symptoms had become a daily nuisance: sneezing fits by afternoon, an itchy throat that never quite went away, and a constant layer of dust that seemed to reappear overnight. It wasn't until a friend casually asked, "Have you ever tried microfiber?" that Eleanor reconsidered her approach. Curious and a little skeptical, she visited her local store and picked up a microfiber mop along with a few cloths. That same weekend, she swapped out her trusty old broom. The difference was night and day. Microfiber works differently, it traps and locks in particles thanks to thousands of split fibers, rather than pushing dust around like traditional brooms. She began dry mopping first, then using a damp microfiber pad with plain water or a vinegar solution. Not only did her floors sparkle, but the air also felt noticeably cleaner. Eleanor now uses microfiber cloths for nearly everything: wiping kitchen counters, cleaning electronics, polishing mirrors, and even gently wiping down her walker handles. They're lightweight, easy to wash and reuse, and incredibly effective. For seniors, if you're still using outdated tools out of habit, take Eleanor's advice: sometimes, a small change in your routine can make a big difference in how you feel every single day. Habit 12. Natural products for sensitive lungs. Years ago, Eleanor loved the smell of lemon-scented cleaners. She believed if it didn't smell strong, it wasn't working. But as the years passed, those clean smells began triggering coughing fits and tightness in her chest. Sometimes, she'd finish cleaning the bathroom and need to sit down just to catch her breath. It wasn't age, it was the chemicals. Products with bleach, ammonia, and synthetic fragrances release fumes that can irritate the lungs, especially in older adults. Eleanor had no idea until she read the label, and realized she couldn't even pronounce half the ingredients. She switched to natural alternatives: white vinegar cuts grease and disinfects, baking soda scrubs away grime, and plant-based sprays keep surfaces fresh without harsh scents. She even mixes her own cleaners with a splash of essential oils like lavender or eucalyptus. The result? Her breathing improved. She could clean without coughing. Her home smelled subtly fresh, not like a hospital. And with just these changes, Eleanor noticed something powerful, not just in her home, but in her health. She didn't just remove germs, she created a space where her lungs could rest and recover. For seniors, breathing easy starts with what you don't bring into your home. Sometimes, the safest cleaners are the simplest ones. Eleanor used to think cleaning was just part of the daily routine, something you did because it had to be done. Spray here, wipe there, mop once a week, and move on. It wasn't about being meticulous, just about staying on top of things. But then something shifted. Her mornings began with sneezing fits that left her drained before breakfast. A fall in the bathroom, quick but terrifying, shook her confidence. And soon, what was once her safe haven began to feel like a minefield of hidden hazards. For the first time, Eleanor didn't feel in control of her own home. She began to dread the very spaces she once moved through with ease. That fear turned to frustration, then reflection. Maybe the problem wasn't her age, but the way she'd been cleaning all these years. That realization was a turning point. Now, cleaning isn't just a chore for Eleanor. It's a ritual of self-respect and self-preservation. Every disinfected light switch, every allergen-free curtain, every cleared hallway is more than a task, it's an act of care. Not just for her home, but for herself. Her morning sneezes? Gone, thanks to a smarter dusting routine and weekly hot washes of her bedding. Her anxiety about slippery tiles or tripping hazards? Replaced with quiet confidence, as non-slip mats and daily floor checks now guard her steps. Even her mood and energy levels have improved, because her body isn't fighting invisible threats all day. She didn't need a complete renovation. No expensive gadgets. No outside help. Just a few smart habits and a fresh mindset. Now, when she picks up her long-handled mop or swaps out her sponge each week, it's not about perfection, it's about protection. She's not just tidying up. She's defending her health, preserving her independence, and reclaiming her peace of mind. And if Eleanor can do it, so can you. Your home shouldn't just sparkle, it should protect you. If even one of these tips made you rethink your own habits, then this video has done its job. Please like, share, and subscribe to Wise Aging Seniors, because your health is in your hands, and it starts with what's right under your roof.